What's your name?
So my name is Jeanette Quintero.
Talk a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, my name is Jeanette Quintero, and I'm currently a full-time student at the University of Idaho. I am a mom of two. I have two little girls, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I'm also a wife, and my major here is business management with an emphasis in human resources and a minor in statistics.
Do you feel like you have a lot of support from the university as through mom? I don't know.
Non-traditional student.
Being a non-traditional student?
I feel that, actually, yes, I do. I feel that I've received a lot of support because when I decided to come back to school, I contacted Yolanda over at camp, and she was more than willing and happy to help me to get it started, get the paperwork, get in, and offered me a scholarship, to kind of get my foot in the door, encourage me and motivate me. And once through that, she went ahead and put me in contact with Jerry Galloway, who's at the Student Support Services, and he's a career advisor. Ever since I got back into school, he's actually followed me throughout the last semesters to see how I'm doing. He's also followed up with my husband because my husband's also in school, who's also working on his wildlife management degree, and so he's followed up with both of us. He's always there to answer questions like, if we feel like nervous, or whether it be, we have testing anxiety, or how our class is going, are we encountering any types of issues, with professors or other students, how are we being treated, do we feel comfortable being here. I've also had a lot of support from Janine, who's over at Financial Aid. I've actually been in contact with her ever since I got back, and she's been very supportive in helping me fill out all my financial aid stuff, and even been, kind of going out of her way to help me find classes and find funding to try to avoid taking out loans and whatnot. But overall, yes, I feel I've received a lot of support.
Did you know that only 2% of Latinas ever graduate from college as being moms? What do you think their biggest obstacle is that they don't graduate?
I think, just personal experience, having 2 kids and being back in school, it's very difficult because, like I said earlier, it's being able to have the time to do everything, with projects, and still having to have time for your husband and your kids, because you're a student, but you're also a mom and you're also a wife, so you gotta have to try and make everything work. So I think the biggest challenge they face, like I said, once they're there is, it's being able to manage both things at the same time. And I think that maybe what they don't feel is that support, whether it's from the family or from school. I can say honestly that I've been lucky enough that I've had support from school, but most importantly, I've had support from my family. Not only my husband, but also, my parents and my in-laws and my sisters and, all them. So they've all been very supportive throughout here. So I think I feel that that one of their, I guess, besides support, is maybe financially, because it's really hard. It's expensive to have, to have children. You're always worrying about having to, not only have your house bills, but you also have to, feed them and clothe them, and you have daycare to worry about, especially if, or if they're going to school, and you also have to worry about being a volunteer at their school or fundraising. So, yeah. So I think, I feel that if they're dropping out, and I know I've also felt that stress sometimes, especially because you're working on projects and, your kid gets sick or you don't have a sitter, and then stress kind of starts to pile up. So I think very importantly is if they're not feeling the support, then I think that can be a big burden for somebody.
What's your name?
Maricela Nunez.
Can you talk a little bit about yourself?
I'm a junior at the University of Idaho, and I'm majoring in psychology and sociology. I just had my first baby about almost 2 months ago, and yeah.
Okay, and what do you think is the most difficult part about being a mom and being full-time? What do you think?
I would say just getting everything done. Sometimes she starts crying, you have a project due, so it's just getting her calm and then being able to do, the work and everything, and then just finding, someone to babysit or coordinating schedules when you have tests and things like that.
What is a typical day for you with a child?
Typical day?
Starting waking up from the morning and...
Well, I'll wake up, and she usually wakes up at around the same time, and I'll just feed her and it's just you know, trying to cook breakfast and feeding her again and playing with her, and then just trying to fit in my homework and assignments in between, and then whenever I have classes I'll just make sure she's fed and you know, sleeping, so that whoever's coming to take care of her, or my husband, he can, you know, take care of her and then I can leave.
Were your parents supportive about you having a kid at a young age? Yeah.
Yes. They were. My dad was a little bit like, when my husband proposed and we were gonna get married, the one thing he said was, make sure you don't have kids till after you're done. And so yeah, we kind of didn't do that, but he was a little bit skeptical, but he just said, you know, just work around it and finish school, and it'll benefit you in the end.
What about your mom?
My mom, I don't have a relationship with my mom, but my husband's mom was kind of like, she was happy. You know, she just said the same exact thing, like, you know, finish school, it's going to benefit you guys and the child in the long run.
Do you think you feel like you have a lot of support from the university?
In the university, well, I haven't had her for that long, but I know from the professors I have, they've been supportive on, you know, after I had her the first couple, 2-3 weeks, they're like, you know, just get in your assignments, you know, when you can and stuff, and just email us and let us know how things are going, and, you know, we can work something out. So.
In your high school, was it common to see a Latina pregnant?
Yes, my high school was like 70% Latinos, and yeah, it was very common to see pregnant.
Why do you think this is?
I think it's, I don't know, I think it's just the culture. I don't know, I think so, I mean, talking to other, you know, girls at that time and stuff, a lot of them was just like the pressure of getting out of the house, you know, or a lot of them was just, they were used to it. They were used to taking care of their, you know, younger siblings and stuff, so I don't know, I guess they wanted to start a family, and I'm not sure.
Did they not have do you think they felt they had no future going to college?
Yeah, I don't think they really thought about it. I think they were okay with having a family at a young age and, you know, having that serious relationship, just because it's not really common to see, you know, Latinos go on to college or university, and I don't think...
My name is Lilia Centeno, and I'm double majoring in Spanish and business, and I'm also doing a minor in psychology. I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. My little girl's 6 and my little boy is 3.
How old were you when you had them?
I think, I can't remember, but, well, I'm 26 right now, so, 20?
20.
And then, yeah.
Were you in college when you had your kids?
Actually, I was in school, and then I ended up dropping out because I had my baby, or I was going to have my baby. And so I ended up dropping out, and then I said I was going to come back to school in a semester, and then I ended up taking more time. And then I ended up having my second baby. So, you know, I just thought it was time to come back because my kids are like older now, and I needed to finish.
Was it planned? Was your pregnancy planned?
Yeah, at the moment, yes, they were planned. I guess I can say they were.
Did you know the obstacles that were gonna...
At that point, I didn't think it was gonna be that hard because I was just, you know, like, I don't know, I guess I was in love. And so, I was just planning on having my first kid. And then, because I said I was taking just 1 semester off, and then at the end I ended up extending that, so I ended up having another baby. So it is really hard. With 2 kids, it's hard.
In high school, was there a lot of Latinas that were pregnant? And
Yes. My best friend was, like, we were in junior high. Actually, this was in junior high that she got pregnant. I think she was only 14, 15. And she had her first baby. So, yeah, there was a lot of Latinas in high school that, you know, and me, I would always say, that's not going to be me. That's not going to be me. I'm going to go to school. And so I ended up having my first baby when I was here. I think it was my first, I was here for a year, and then I ended up leaving college because of that.
what do you think is the #1 reason Latinas decide to get become moms at such a young age?
I don't really think there's a reason. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there could be a lot of factors that, you know, get, you know, I can't really say there is some specific reason, but I guess it just happens. Or maybe it's like, since your parents are always working and they never, like, you know, they're never there with you to, you know, like, that tell you, okay, use protection, use this, use that, and I don't know, it just happens, I guess.
Do you think it's part of our culture?
I think it's, a lot of the times I think it's part of our culture, because you see a lot of like Latinas having babies at young ages, you know, and you don't see that in other cultures, so it could be part of our culture.
Do you feel like you have a lot of support from the university?
Support? No. Well, maybe financial aid. Maybe I get more loans. I probably get more loans because you know, because they know I have 2 babies. But that's it. Like, you don't get no extra help.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like by attending college, you're also taking time away from your kids?
Yes. A lot of the times I do feel guilty because, you know, my little girl, she's already in school, and my son, you know, like right now they're with my mom, and so I'm not with them, and so it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. There's times where I just want to quit and then go back. But then I also know that because of them, you know, they're like the ones that are giving me the strength to, you know, continue my education, because I know that right now I'm not with them, but I know that in the future they're going to be better off.